All right, let's turn to something a little more serious. And parents, listen up, because this has me concerned with the summer coming. When most people think about spring and summer season, they think about Lyme disease and ticks. And there are always outdoor tips to protect your body from a tick jumping on you. But did you realize that you could be getting something equally just as bad from within your home? I want you to meet Dr. Tania Dempsey. She's a Lyme disease expert, and she's going to talk to us about something that, when I read up on this last night, I got to tell you, my eyes have started bugging, because I was like, as if this isn't enough to worry about with Lyme disease, Bartonella may be another issue too, right?
Yeah, maybe worse on some level. You know, the way what we know about Lyme disease is that Lyme is transmitted by ticks.
Right.
We know that ticks transmit other bugs as well. So they transmit bacteria and viruses and parasites. The problem with Bartonella is that not only is it transmitted by ticks, but it's also transmitted by other insects and even your pets.
This is the problem, because obviously everyone's in a prevention phase. When your kids go outside running or they're playing ball, you can spray them for Lyme disease, for ticks. But now you're talking about a problem that comes into the house and then affects your pets, which then in turn could affect you as well.
Correct.
Is that the basis of Bartonella? All right.
That's right.
So what's the difference? What, in terms of symptoms, how do we know?
Yeah, so that's what's difficult, because there's definitely an overlap. There are symptoms of Lyme that will overlap Bartonella, but there are some things that stand, make it stand out. So we think about, there are certain types of rashes that Bartonella might cause that Lyme doesn't cause.
Right. Okay, so is it different than the ring that we look for?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Yeah. They may look like stretch. They may look like red streaks across the back. That's more common in Bartonella. In addition, the Bartonella can really invade just about every organ in the body, and it really invades the nervous system primarily. So while a lot of people talk about Lyme causing neurologic symptoms, Bartonella causes it even more. So you can see depression, anxiety, OCD, ticks.
And I know the answer to the question. This is the one that's going to get you at home. In terms of the prevention of this, that's all we can do at this point, right? Like Lyme disease, we don't have a way to treat it well once you get it, in terms of, because there's no cure for it. But Bartonella, same thing. Is it just a prevention thing? Are we testing for it? Right.
So this is what I advise my patients and others, and this is all about, I love to educate, right? So while the cure is not, there isn't a cure. There is treatment. There is some hope. There are various regimens, antibiotics, herbs, homeopathy. But yes, the bottom line is prevention. So what I think that everyone needs to think about, if you have a pet at home, talk to your veterinarian. Vets actually know more about Bartonella than human doctors.
Right.
So have your pets tested. If you're worried about your pet. In fact, your pet could be healthy and still transmit this bug. So testing would be very helpful.
Which is my final question. Is there anything that we need to worry about with our dogs and cats?
Well, we do. There are dogs and cats who will be sick, okay, and this should be on the radar of a veterinarian. But again, there could be healthy animals, healthy pets at home, who are transmitting it, or a flea is biting the pet, contracting Bartonella, and then biting the human.
There you go. I mean, lots of information here to avoid. We talk about tick-borne diseases every spring. We tell folks prevention, 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 especially if you're spending any time outside. So this is alarming, but just like Lyme disease, again, prevention, prevention, prevention.
And still, because Bartonella can be transmitted by ticks, you still have to worry about them in the outdoors.
The good doctor is going to be doing a breakfast that we want to talk about just for a quick second, because it's coming up next week down in Purchase, which is where you're
My
based
neck of the woods,
right?
Right.
Brayburn Country Club, and this is the first annual global Lyme Alliance?
It's the first annual breakfast and panel discussion. We have an expert panel, myself included. I'll be the moderator, and then we have 2 additional world experts in Lyme disease going to join us.
Doctor, I hope at the end of that breakfast, after bacon and eggs, there's a cure for this, because you've got parents, alarmed. But again, as long as you know about it, alarmed is good, as long as you're ready to fight it off.
Whatever you have control over, you try to control.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate your time. Wow, good advice.